Hi guys, welcome to Anniewood. I am comedian Annie Letterman. You may know me from MTV's Girl Code, from Chelsea Lately, from I was Cheryl in Grand Theft Auto with JB Smoove.
Showtime.
You've seen me in the Showtime Comedy Store documentary. You've seen me on Joe Rogan's podcast 3 beautiful times. You may have seen me on Trash Tuesday, my girls podcast, and many more. I've been on Mark Maron's podcast. You see me everywhere. Welcome to this show. This is a show where we do whatever we want. We have one of my best friends, Josh Potter, who you've seen on Your Mom's House, and have a lot of other fun stuff. Dr. Drew After Dark. He's hilarious, and we have a great, great time this episode. So stick around for that. I also am a touring stand-up comedian. If you want to see me live, you can see me with Josh Potter, May 12th and 13th in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'll be in Baltimore at McGooby's June 2nd and 3rd, Salt Lake City, Utah at Wise Guys, June 10th and 11th. I'll be in San Antonio, Texas, June 23rd and 24th. And I will be in Calgary, August 27th with Andrew Schultz doing a festival. I'll also be in Austin, Texas. I will be in Austin, Texas, October 6th and 7th. I also have Philly dates coming up. I have San Francisco dates, and I have San Diego and San Jose and many, many, many dates. So go to annieletterman.com/shows to get tickets, and you're going to have fun.
Welcome to Anniewood.
Hi, guys. I'm Josh Potter.
And I'm Annie Letterman.
And we wear hats.
Well, I wore hats and now you're doing it too.
It's like a cluster headache thing.
I did ask that and I think, yeah, okay.
No, we're not revealing.
Okay, I wasn't ready.
No, honestly, I'm sick of this stuff. Okay, guys, welcome to Anniewood. Welcome to Anniewood, episode 25. We are able to rent a car. We are able to vote. We are able to kiss and tell. We're able to
Why are you looking at me?
Well, you're closest to it.
Yeah, what is 25? It's like,
you're
why are you looking at
closest
me?
to it. I don't remember how
Yeah,
old.
25 was when I
ago?
started dating Annie.
You're able to date a comedian.
Oh my Lord, that's hilarious.
That's disgusting.
You were 25 like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
right? Almost
that's
4.
how long. Yeah,
I was 25 12 years ago.
I was 25 14 years ago. The entire age I was before I lost my virginity, I was.
Oh my God, that's crazier. I was only 3 years into sex when I turned 25.
I was 6. I was 11 years in.
Jesus Lord.
And no good experiences to tell about it.
Yeah, that's
could have traded them all back in. Really all traumatizing, horrific experiences.
That's like being like a guy who's like a person who teaches like guns. And you're like, no, I learned all this in the war. Whereas I'm just like a guy who's like, oh
Guns
yeah,
are
no, I
fun.
just got into them. They're my hobby, you know?
Yeah. You're like, isn't this laser tag?
Yeah. I played a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, sex when you wait is like laser tag, and sex when you're too early is like you were trained by a militia.
Yeah.
You were like a child. You were in like
I'm
what was
still
the
going
God
to
movie?
Lasertron on Friday nights, you know, even at my ripe age of 37.
I can't even go to laser tag without like having panic attacks
You're having
and shaking.
PTSD. Get down! You're yelling at them.
Just covering my crotch. Leave me alone. Yanking my pants up. Nobody's taking these down. But for some reason my boobs are out by my own doing. I'm ripping my boobs out. Stop objectifying me. Anyway, when I was 25, I quit drinking.
Wow. So you've been not drinking.
You almost said sober.
If you compared it to sex, you're like longer in not drinking than you were in drinking, unless you were drinking when you were 14.
I was drinking when I was 14, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was.
I was a square.
I started
feel like I'm
drinking
sitting, like,
when
weird.
I was 13. I'm trying to think I think the first time I drank was when I was 13.
I think I still had teddy bears when I was 13. Like, what a fucking
I was in
dork
Mexico.
I was.
We went to Cancun, or not to Cancun. We went to Huatuco, Mexico to the, I might have been 12 because I was in a car accident.
12.
Okay, I was in a car accident. This sounds like Ryan Sickler's podcast. I start crying. I come in crying. It's like, Sickler, why am I already crying before I even get into your show?
By the homework made you cry. Yeah, your episodes are very different than mine. I'm like, yeah, I got too drunk once and I puked in a dog bowl.
That sounds great. And then the dog licked it. See, that would be my nightmare, to watch Randy drinking my own vomit.
Oh my
I'd be
God,
like, "I'm
that
a
is
bad
dark. You just made
parent.
it so much
I'm a
darker.
bad parent.
I was just playing beer pong on Christmas.
I was in Mexico and they had like a discoteca.
Discoteca. Biblioteca
Oh, yes.
is library.
Oh, he's so smart. I love how smart Josh is. It's like, it's so funny he can read but can't. You know what I mean?
I mean, I
You're
know
going
it's
to
a
F
torture.
up that braille one day.
Dude, I'm never gonna. No, I'm like, I revolt against it.
Wait, can I just tell you? Okay, as someone that wore an eye patch for half of a day, I mean, maybe only 4 hours.
Look at the iPad.
The eye patch is on our son behind you. Is that the right eye to patch out?
For me, yeah, that would
Yes.
be
Okay.
perfectly on my side.
We
yeah.
have some, we just have like a little white boy behind you just mocking you.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, well, now you do. It wasn't
Dr.
on
Drew
purpose.
said, he goes, you should wear an eye patch. You have like nice eyelashes and stuff like that. And I'm like,
what?
Dr. Drew, he goes, you should wear an eye patch.
Because you have nice eyelashes?
Well, he goes, it's just like, maybe because if you don't want to wear glasses, you can wear like a contact or whatever. And I was like, I'm not wearing a fucking, I have to go to Starbucks in an eye patch.
Dr. Drew, we love your advice, and every once in a
That's
while, it's a
insane.
strike
I
out.
said, yeah, that's what I said. I go, that's
eye patch.
insane. I'm
What's-
having.
Did he tell
no.
you that recently?
No, this was years
I
ago.
thought maybe my eye patch triggered him to tell you that.
No, this was years ago.
Oh, that's not. Unless you could get like a.
He didn't even know that I had to. I've worn them for surgeries and such, and he didn't know that. So I have gone around and experienced the looks you get.
Yeah.
Did you wear yours in public?
I did. And Todd
You
had to
like
like.
attention though. You're like, please ask me about my eye patch. You might as well have a shirt on that says, please ask about my eye patch.
It just says on my eye patch, ask me
Yeah,
about this
yeah.
eye patch. Ask me about my t-shirt. No, yeah, of course I love attention.
I like blending. I don't even think I do it in this vehicle that I'm in now, but I like blending in. I like when I go into a
Why?
place.
That's so basic. You're not basic.
No,
And you
but I
just
like-
lean into it.
I don't, that's the thing. I'm special. I don't need to flash it.
This sounds like
That was
sad.
crazy. Yeah.
The special part, it's like, we know what type of special you're talking about. The gonna read Braille at one point special.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're like, oh, I'm gonna be different soon, so I should
No, I
use
am
up all of
different.
my.
If you get to know me, you're going to know that I'm very much different. But
You think your personality is a different part?
I don't like people.
Your outside's different. Your inside's regular.
Isn't it? I don't think that's
What
true.
do you think is so? What do you think so crazy about you?
I don't think
I mean, you're
crazy.
funny. I think you're like you're at the top end of a.
This is the
regular
nicest thing
person.
I'll ever say about myself, and I feel gross saying it.
We got to get over that. We need cocky
I know,
Josh.
but here,
Cocky Josh is what I'm looking for.
but I'm going to say the most cocky thing I've ever admitted out loud.
Get the clips ready.
I know that I am, despite the outer shell, I'm more charming than what I look like.
That's such an insult to yourself.
I
It's so
qualify.
weird. I you're like, this is the nicest thing I've ever said. And it's like the not nice at all. It's like very rude, not really like
It isn't
accurate.
rude. I mean, I didn't say it to its full extent.
No,
Probably,
you're
but
hilarious and you're the best. Josh, how did I just greet you outside?
we hugged in the
I
street.
screamed from like a block away and ran
I
and
didn't
hugged
had
him.
my headphones in, so I did not hear the scream from down the street. I just thought you put your hands in the air.
Like I just don't care.
No, you're just like a hug, like from the distance.
I wanted to show you my hairy armpits.
I did
I've
not hear
been
the
like,
scream.
okay, I've been waiting to. I was like, I got in my head. I was like, oh, I want to get my armpits, my cookie, my beehole, and my legs waxed. And
All of those things? Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds torturous.
I think it's fine. You're someone that's. I mean, we know you've been waxed for attention, but
Yeah.
and not your own attention for other people's attention.
Have I? I think I have, yeah.
No, you've definitely
I'm
been
sure
waxed.
I have, yeah.
There,
What-
if you haven't been waxed, we're
Well,
we're
I thought-
timing out and we're getting some wax
I know
immediately.
I pushed against it for a while because it is so hack.
We did see the stunt boy. We talked about it on the show a couple episodes ago about we did see a reoccurrence of stunt boy on Whitney's
We
party
did.
bus.
He came out. He had
I
a few
love Stunt
tequila
Boy, but
shots, and
this
the
Stunt
stunt
Boy-
boy emerged.
The thing is, like Josh, like in his right mind, knows like he's like I'm better than this. I'm charming. I'm the best. Like he has that part in him. That
I'm
knows
not a
that.
leading man, though.
But when he drinks and he smokes and he was on whatever he was on, he was like on. You were not just like it wasn't just like the booze and the weed though. It was like we were all high off the vibe of that party, right? That
Oh,
party
we were-
was so
we were
fun.
just
It was
having a-
porn stars, strippers. Whitney put a crazy thing together.
So many friends too. It's just like
Yeah, it was great.
It was, we're just drinking at that hotel bar. It was just vibes. It was
We
all
had
vibes.
so much fun.
And I really needed it. So it
We
was
played
like,
hooky. So Whitney's parties, Whitney is the queen of like having parties that are so fun, and then she kills the vibe by making you go watch something. It's every time. It happens every party she's ever had. It's like, all right, guys, it's the portion where we're all quiet, like right as you guys are all like getting into each other and getting drunk and getting chatty. My mushrooms were hitting. She's like, let's go sit down and watch. And we actually played hooky from the watching, which I didn't tell her. Sorry, Whitney.
well, I mean, there was reason
There
for
were
it.
no,
We
there
went
was
in
no
there.
room.
There was no consecutive, like we all would have had to split
We're
up
not
to watch
splitting up.
it. And also like,
We're not going to
I
Jackson
was
Pollock
there. I saw most of it, and I will, I'll give her the click instead,
Yeah.
So we went to the hotel bar.
We went to the hotel bar and it was so fun.
It was so fun.
Would you ever date an older woman?
I have, and I would again. Yeah, sure.
What do you think about being a stepdad?
I get asked that a lot.
Really?
And I've pretty much resigned myself to the fact that if I have a child, it'll probably be in that fashion. Odds are at this point.
Do you know what's really funny about you? You do give a divorced guy vibe. You do seem
But I'm
like
not at all like so. You're not. I get so wildly fascinated at scumbags and dipshits, and then you go, and even people that are grosser looking than me. I see these people, and it's like they have a wife, and I go, "How did that happen?" And I'm not saying,
And is the wife hotter than them, or is
it's not even
does
that
it
part
matter?
of it.
Is it? Yeah.
No,
is
that's the thing.
Okay.
It's like either this person resigned themselves to the fact that they are also just going to fuck a slob forever, or their mind is simple enough where that aspect isn't in a factor at all. Like,
or are they cheating? Are they having someone to do their laundry and then going on the road and cheating on them?
yeah, but also like, who are those people?
Who has the time and effort to cheat on someone?
But that's my
reading a
point.
thing
It's
today.
like it's just fascinating to me who has wives and who. I don't know many that don't. Other than, and then I look at the other people
what
that
type
don't.
of wife I like? You know what a
What's
wifed
that?
up guy that I like? I like a Doug Smith wifed up.
Yes,
I love a
Doug Smith is a men among men.
But you know
or
what the
whatever
thing
that
is
is,
about
you know?
Doug Smith? Doug Smith always had a wife. Like even before they were married, he had a wife. Do you know what I mean? Like Doug had a supportive woman that was like, I love you and I'm going to allow you to have this crazy dream. And then it
Yes.
worked out. He just happened to be hilarious.
Yeah, and he's
And-
like handsome and fit.
He could have been on the road
Yeah,
throwing down. He saved a woman.
yeah. He's not. It's not like just
He
too-
saved a woman's life. He saved a woman in the subway, gets sliced up. It's like
Yeah,
he has
this
a
isn't
lot
like
of.
the situation of like two slobs just going like, sure,
But I like that type of wife.
yeah, me too.
I'm trying to think of other
But you meet them when you're young in this game, or you don't at all. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, you don't at all. That's so
no, not like
crazy.
that. Not like
That's
that.
so crazy.
I meant like a person like that. That type of
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Like you
Yeah.
slay all day.
right.
And then maybe you wrap it up and you find someone.
No. I'm saying like in terms of like they're with you when you were struggling.
Yeah. Or you have to get successful enough that they're like, this actually makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I feel like some people they have that weird accountant wife. You know who I always think of? What the hell's his name? Dean something. Who used to do mics with us. Do you remember him?
Oh,
He was like a ripped kind of nerdy IT guy.
yes.
He was like a lawyer or something. He had some sort
He
of
was very Song and
regular.
Nancy. What the hell was his last name? Dean. His
Marcello?
last name was Dean, wasn't it?
Marcello?
Or maybe we're not thinking of the same. I was thinking of Robert Dean.
Oh, Robert Dean. Robert Dean's still around.
Yeah.
Robbie Dean. I haven't seen him in 47 years. Robert, where are you? Deep in Brooklyn, baby. I really there's so many people I have not seen.
I haven't seen a lot of people in a while either. It's living out here. It's like
I
you're
got
on the road, and then I'm out in North Hollywood, and I go, I really wanted to live here, and I live here now, and I like it, but boy, oh boy, is it isolating. I'm like, I'm just on my little compound.
You know what I'm thinking more of though? Like when we used to do mics and stuff in New York, and I obviously don't remember you from them, but
No,
which is crazy. I mean, that's absolutely crazy.
I definitely met you in like 2009.
Which that's right when I started.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount that I love you, I cannot believe that I now.
I can. I mean, it was barely, and I was barely there. I was there like
because you
every
just popped
couple of
in,
months.
right?
Yeah, I never lived there.
But that's sort of it was like a whole ecosystem of specific people that I was like
You knew
friends
Matt Wayne.
with. I didn't know Matt Wayne. I knew.
That's how I met you, is with him. He
Right.
introduced
Love
me to
Matt
you, which
Wayne.
is so weird.
Love Matt Wayne. But like I had all these people that were in my life all the time and they were like my crew and everything. And then they just do not exist in my world at all. I had one guy from Mike's back in New York. I won't say his name. He lives in New York. He's like a writer in LA. He texts me and he goes, "Hey, do you want to hang out with me and my wife and then this other couple that I used to be friends with at open mics?" And I just never responded. I was like, the amount of ketchup that would have to go down is just like, I'm so sorry. Like maybe we'll run into each other at an event or something. It's not that I don't, it's just, I don't want to go back to that world.
It is something like an ex-coworker.
Yeah. Like a restaurant. Did you ever work at restaurants?
Yes. I worked when I was a teenager though. Like
for your dad?
Yeah. And on my, I worked at like a ice cream place across the street from my high school.
But wait, did you work at Denny's with your dad?
I didn't work at Denny's, but he used to own diners when I was young, like 14 or whatever. Like, so I'd work there.
Now, working for your dad as the owner, was that
it was
like
a delicate dance?
Well, because I was going to say, is it like my friend Justin Berger's mom was a teacher at our elementary school or at our middle school? And it was like weird. And also, I remember when he got caught with baggies, but there was nothing in them, but he got caught with the baggies.
Oh, just the baggies?
Which is almost worse, honestly. You're like, oh.
You know what's funny is I used to find those little baggies. I'd be like, this is cool. But I'd never put drugs in them.
Oh, no, of course.
But
I would get them when I was getting like a new nipple ring or something. I'd be like, ooh.
But it was a delicate dance to be the owner's son because, and my dad would like throw me to the wolves. He'd make me work like, he basically wanted me to be there when he wasn't there. So
like
I'd
you were
work
gonna
like
man
at
that
night.
you're 14 years old, like manning the.
Yeah, and then he'd like pick me up to close the restaurant at night. And so, but I was like basically just there for the hours he like went home to like take a shit and then take a nap or something like that. I don't know. So, but I wanted the people there to like me. I was like 14 and they were like, 21 and like 19 and shit. And I was like, I want them to think I'm cool. So like we used to listen to like System of a Down and they would smoke weed and shit. And I would never tell my dad. I'd tell them like, do it over there so the camera doesn't see you because I'd know where the cameras were and all that shit. So,
but that's what you would do probably even if you were just a regular manager at a place.
Oh, if I was a regular manager, but I mean, this is my like family business. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, if they fucked up or something, I'm not going to tell on them. Right. But at the same time, I'm like, they weren't doing anything super nefarious. They were just like, and I was just a square, but they were like, oh, he listens to cool music. He's like, fine.
This guy's down with the system.
Yeah. He doesn't. He's cool. He's cool. That's
System
what they say.
Of the Down is
a new person would come in and they would tell us. They would tell them like, he's the owner's son, and then they'd be like, he's cool though. He's cool.
Wait, this guy with the thing?
Yeah. Serge Tankian.
He's in the. I've seen him many times at the Comedy Store.
No shit.
I've been performing. Like, are you System of the Down?
He's like, me and my friend Chris used to air band the entire album at our other friend.
And the people thought you were cool?
No, we were losers.
I was like, are you sure those people thought you were cool?
No. These people were all in it was just like our friend group.
That's so
we
cute.
just like held a guy hostage and just did that album.
It's like dry humping, but like even more virginal. Yeah. It's like no girls allowed.
Yeah.
No girls allowed. We don't want you. That's why you're not here.
Oh my God. If girls ever saw it, we'd be mortified.
Yeah. Like when I was in high school, we were like, me and my guy friends and my girlfriends we would just like 6 to 8, we were naked. We were just all naked together.
So you're just going to make it like sound kind of like, but you were like in 8th grade.
But so you have a healthier, like I'm now in a healthy relationship, but it's the first one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It took a while, a couple of years ahead of you.
Yeah, wild. I mean, and it's like.
No, it was insane.
That's what we all thought was happening too. We were like in our stupid virgin, like we would play Mario Kart and Ding Dong Ditch People. That was like what we did up until like college, basically. And in our heads, we were like, the hot girls are all like 69ing with each other, getting drunk and like fingering each other. We're like, of course they're doing that.
We were like, totally like guys were like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And we're like, we were.
I know. And it was
we were
happening.
Like connecting our nipple. We weren't wrong. It was happening.
In our darkest dreams, we're like, that's what's going on and we can't go. But
then our teachers tried to come, and that's when everything got courty. All of our teachers were like, we want to come chaperone. We're like, no.
You grow up thinking, you're like, no, it wasn't like that. It's not like a movie. And then here the whole time.
But I always can't believe people didn't have the same childhood as me. Like we were talking to our friend Mike O'Dare, and I met Mike on MySpace. That's how we became friends. We went to the same party, like this 80s prom party in LA. And I lived in Santa Fe. And we like had our pictures up we didn't even meet at the thing and became friends just on MySpace that way. I love it.
MySpace.
We used to like AIM all the time, and we would like
AIM.
G-Chat and stuff.
I miss those days.
So but we would just tell these like crazy stories from high school. And it was just another person that was like, oh yeah, that's what happens. And you go to jail and like all these things happen and you do this and you do that. And yeah, it's crazy. And you're all naked with your friends. It's like, isn't that normal? And
no, I don't know.
And we were talking about how it's so weird when you meet like the majority of people that didn't have that. I mean, Todd had a crazy kind of crazy.
It's weird when you think someone's like hard and tough, but they actually like went to like theater school, you know, like those high school theater schools. And you're like, you're not cool.
You're just playing the part of cool.
Well, that's why I don't understand. Like, I am 37 years old, and do I have a good time? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But I never did this shit when I was a kid.
No,
you know, I was like a square until I was 19. I didn't smoke weed till I was 19. I didn't drink till I was 19. And I could go to Canada and do it legally. That's where we went, to bars in Canada.
Remember when you used to be able to go to Canada?
Oh yeah, I know. I wrapped that up pretty quick. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying now I'm not that many years into it, so I'm really like hitting my stride. I'm sorry that other people out there hit their stride when they were like 26 and
Isn't
were
that
old
somebody's
and
mad?
grizzled
Look how
by
mad
then.
he is. Why is he mad at us? Sorry, I went to juvie, Josh. I'm sorry you're defending that you didn't go to fucking jail.
I'm getting this like deluge of people who are like, hey, maybe you need to calm it down a little bit.
Who's saying that?
Other people.
Some bitch.
It's a couple of them.
Saying you don't need to do anything you don't want to do.
I think I'm doing great. No, my
therapist?
Therapist doesn't think I have an issue at all.
I don't think you have a problem either. No,
I don't think anyone
knows.
But I'm going around going like, it's getting sad sounding because I'm going around going like, I don't have a problem, do I?
Because you know what the problem is, that you're letting other people's ideas get in your head.
It is. It's people that I would like validation from.
And that's why you're asking, because it doesn't align with what you think of yourself. So now you're like, oh wait, did I get myself wrong? But you don't get yourself wrong. That's not a thing.
It's just been in the past. It's a romantic issue. And you're like, I think that's an excuse for other things.
It's like you think that's girls using that excuse because they don't want to be your girlfriend?
Both times I feel like it's because they think they have to keep up with it or something. And then they have a problem. They have a couple fucked up nights and then they're like, I can't do it. I mean, what are we doing here?
I will say something about this though, Josh.
Yeah.
When I get into a relationship, I get like
domesticated.
Well, yeah, but it's like, oh, I don't want like if Todd was a big drinker, we wouldn't be dating because it doesn't match.
Well, yeah, he drives.
I know, and I would have to drive.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Actually, he would still drive. Were you there when I like push him out of the car? There's been times where I'm like, the only time I ever yell at Todd is when he's forcefully trying to drunk drive me home. I'm like,
well, when we hang out, Todd drinks, but then you drive.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm definitely driving, and then we get there, and I'm like,
I also think,
fine.
Josh,
what are you doing your makeup for if we're already halfway through the show?
I forgot it into my mascara.
Yeah, but like,
it's
the
cute.
show's already gone.
It's Annie Wood. We show our dents. We show our dents.
You got a little eyelash on your.
Oh my god.
On your eye.
Again, where were you for the Big J episode?
Oh my god, she loves to go in the past.
Big
she
J
loves
episode.
digging in the past, doesn't she?
Oh, there's gonna be a problem.
Is it in a tough spot?
No, it came out.
We should try it. We should play a game where I try to get it.
Oh my god, we should have you do my makeup.
No, that would have been terrible. I would have never done that.
Poke my eye out. Like, haha, finally, a twin.
You.
Josh, we figured out what we're doing for my 40th birthday.
Oh my lord, what? Skydiving?
No, we're going.
Are you clipping them now?
Early.
Oh my god, the thing is like.
Yes, I'm cutting them off.
A torture thing. I would. Oh my lord.
Oh, but how cute does it look? I am. My twin brother and I.
Oh yeah,
are
he
going
has one
to
too.
Vegas.
Wow, when is this again? Your birthday is
July 20th and 19th. So we're gonna do either the weekend before or the weekend after.
Oh my god, it's
welcome
gonna be so
to come.
hot.
My family's coming, but also Mike O'Dare is gonna come. Friends are invited.
I might go.
Yes, it's gonna be so fun.
I might
I
go.
can't wait. Bingo
I love
slots.
Vegas. Any little reason to go there.
I know. We're gonna have fun until. Oh, we need to talk about Raleigh.
Yeah, what about it? Are we
Okay,
going?
we're going.
Okay,
it's
thank
gonna
God,
be the
because
best.
I really want to go. I don't want to
Oh,
stay
it's gonna
here.
be the best.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the best. When I'm in my cluster headaches, I'm like, I feel like I have to cancel everything because I'm so stressed out and I feel like I'm never gonna be out of the cluster headaches.
No, I really want to go. Raleigh is going to be fun.
It's going to be so fun. And I've said this before. Everyone that came to see me in Greensboro that was actually my fan, because it was only like 10% my fans and 90% people that really should have been saving their money to go to the dentist instead. I mean, it was a wild ride. It did make me feel like the greatest comedian of all time. I was like, I can literally entertain like the pants
Yeah, you
off
get-
of a...
It's funny. Like I just did a show I did shows in Chicopee, Massachusetts. Hell of a town though. I mean, it fits me. I mean, I just remembered like Fire Hall, Josh, but they were all there to see me. So
yeah,
it's like,
awesome.
you go like, well, they're the same as the people that come to see me in other places. They like the same shit. So
But when you do a show for people that like not only aren't your
Well, that's
fan,
what I'm
know what you
saying,
are,
yeah.
but really have not met anyone outside of their sister and their cousin that's female.
well, that's what I'm saying
That
too. Like
was what was
it
so
had the
fun.
vibes of like I was going into a fire hall. So I just had this
But
like,
then the familiarity of an audience that loves you.
well, then you go in with that mindset of like, I'm going in like a fire hall. This is like a VFW post, and you do it like that, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, there, and you're like, this is even better. Like it's just like, it was fun.
did you ever used to do the hostel shows in New York?
No, again, my New York trips were saved for like I would
Do like Cabin or something?
do like Cabin. Exactly. Thank you,
Cabin was a
Rebecca.
show on Thursdays that was really good. I think it was Thursdays.
And I would do the Creek, and I would do Eastville, the old Eastville, which is now New York Comedy Club. That
It is?
place in the East Village. Well, the location, the old location of Eastville
Oh,
is
really?
now the East Side New York Comedy Club.
Oh, okay.
The exact like spot.
Do they still have like the bricks and the like signs?
It's like no, they redid the showroom. It's dark now.
Eastville was like my favorite kind of
now Eastville's in
open
Brooklyn.
mic club. Oh, okay. There you go, guys.
Little education
If you
for
were
you.
wondering what open mics, where they were located back in 2009, 2010.
You want to know the landscape? Want to hear the history of comedy?
But it's changed. It's all changed
Eastville
now.
Comedy Club.
You know what's so sad?
That was the club that gave me like a check there,
Yeah.
which was crazy. I mean, back then that was crazy. I remember.
I
it was,
just
like,
remember waiting there.
2012.
That was like a lot of Mark Norman times for me at Eastville Comedy Club.
Hmm.
Hanging with Norman.
That's cool.
I would do yoga first. I would go yoga. And then I'd walk, it was like 2 blocks over, and I would just go like nasty and sweaty.
Did you live in that neighborhood?
No. But I worked there.
Oh,
The
I was going to
restaurant
say
worked
because
was there.
I have been staying in that neighborhood as of late.
It's awesome, right?
So it's become more familiar to me than like the other parts of it. I used to stay with like Matt Wayne in Brooklyn and take like 9 trains and go.
I liked living in Brooklyn, but I always wanted to live in either the East Village or the West Village.
Yeah.
They're totally different vibes, but they're just cool.
Well,
It's
they're
like,
just down there and they're like, they seem chill, like
well,
compared to.
Thompson Square Park, I used to work right next to it at a
Mhm.
restaurant. That's where I used to always see like Matt Dillon, and I saw used to come to our restaurant all the time, and Huey Lewis once took a shit. He
That's
came out of the
wild. I
bathroom
mean,
and
I-
he was wearing his sunglasses.
When I went in February a bunch of times, I would walk through that park and it's.
That was where I
didn't know-
worked every day.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my spot. That's where I saw Sam Shepard, and I was so excited because
I
I used to hang
didn't.
out
I
with
got
him.
to look up more. All these people around. I didn't see shit. I didn't see anybody.
That's one of the downfalls of blindness.
Yeah.
You know, you miss all these celebrity sightings.
Yeah, it is. I'm just trying to concentrate on not tripping.
Now, who would you be so excited to see?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I
Because
don't-
we know it can go either way, right?
well, you know, I don't
meet
get
someone, then you go,
starstruck,
but who you would get starstruck?
but
There's
who would?
someone,
There is somebody.
because Jeff Probst is it for me, like Survivor people.
I gotta say, this is kind of funny. Like when I saw Josh Richards at these various Whitney functions, each time I saw him like in the bathroom of the Comedy Store
is he?
washing his hands. Josh Richards, he's just like a TikTok guy.
Oh,
who does
Josh
a,
Richards.
He
Yeah,
does
yeah,
a
yeah.
podcast with Dave Portnoy,
Yeah.
which I for whatever reason have
Oh, he's so
listened to
little
many
and cute.
times.
He's such a little
No, he's
Adonis,
tall.
tiny little. No, but he's just young. He's like a little young man.
Yeah, no, he's like 21 years old. It's like weird. And I go, I'm like, man, you're hilarious. I don't know. I think I love your podcast. Like, and I'm like,
Why do you do a Dave Portnoy voice when you talk to him?
That's not Dave Portnoy's voice. I'm doing like my, because I turn into like this.
Didn't it sound like him a little?
But then I'm like, is he creeped out by me? Because I'm like, can I get a picture with you? It's like,
no, because that's what's the beauty of that show is that there's
they're
youngers and
bridging. No,
olders.
of course, he wanted a older fan base. to
Well,
meld in
Josh
with his
Allen,
and-
you'd probably be a little starstruck. Right?
Oh my god! So one time, I was very lucky this past Super Bowl, or the one that was in LA last year's. I had media credentials that my friend who works for the BBC got me, and I went down to Radio Row like the old days. Oh, I wanted to chop it up on Radio Row, you know. And I went down there, and I went down and did all the Radio Row shit. Met some people, got to do like a bunch of podcasts. Then I came out and I'm walking back to the subway, and a little kid in a Bills jersey, I'm like, go Bills, look at this little kid. And his mom goes, he just met Josh Allen. And I go, where? And he goes, he was right over
What if
there.
you're just like, oh, you little fucking scumbag? Like, you get all mad at him. Fuck you, kid.
He was right.
Like, you better have cancer. This
Dude,
better be your last wish.
They said he was right over there. He walked into this hotel. So I just went into the hotel, just turned into the hotel. 3 dudes in like blazers that are like huge. We're like, oh, and you staying here? And I'm like, no. I had a Bills hat on. They knew. I mean, he just walked in. I go, no. And he goes, you can't come in here. Because they were really, he wasn't staying there, but like they were doing media stuff there too. Private
Right.
interviews that come up to the suite or whatever. So they didn't let me in. And I just started pacing like in a square block, like pretty diligently, to the point where like I went around the 3rd time. And those guys came out. They go, hey, man, you need to go somewhere else.
Here's the thing. There's 2 ways to handle that, right? None of them are that way. One is either so confidently walk through that somehow you trick them, or the other way is to just be so honest and be like, look, man.
I flashed my media pass. They didn't care.
But you got to be like, look, dude, you got to let me.
No, I got it. So
I know
just was
Tom
like,
Segura.
all right.
You got to be like, I know Tom Segura. Do you at your
see,
mom's
that's
house?
the thing. I forget about. I don't
You were
even.
so truly starstruck.
No. It's not even that. I would never even consider doing that if like.
I
Even if
suggest you
Tom-
reconsider. I suggest you reconsider because you can get what you want. It's not bad if you're getting what you
Oh,
want.
I feel so gross.
It's not.
I want them to either go like,
Do you know how many
"That's
times
Josh
I've gone?
Potter,"
Do you know how many
and they
times
bring
I've
me in,
gone?
or they go like, you're just so, we love you.
Do you
Come
know how
on
many
aboard.
times I've gone? I know Papa Roach. Do you know how many times I've
Well,
said that?
can you get Jacoby on my fucking podcast?
Why would I get him on yours and not on mine?
Well, both of us. If
Well,
you know
Jacoby's
him.
my least knowing of them.
I met him and when I worked at that restaurant.
Did you see Bert with them? I was like, Bert, do not fucking try to steal my Papa Roach.
No. Oh,
You stole my trainer.
Recently.
You stole my trainer. You will not steal my Papa Roach.
Recently.
No, it was like yesterday. I was like,
They're
oh.
in Europe together.
I was like, oh, yay, this is great. No, that's cool. I was supposed to open for them, but that's cool. No, Bert's working. That's fine.
I think they just went to the concert while they were in town.
I think they said, yeah, entertaining each other at both shows. So he must have been behind the scenes.
But Jacoby was still drinking. This is like
I like
This
Good
is like
Boy.
heyday.
I love Good
this
Boy
is like
Jacoby.
1999, 2000.
Bringing his wife, bringing his family.
No, that's great. I love.
that
I mean, I'm so
Jacoby.
happy that he's like
Beautiful
seen
wives.
the other
Their
side.
wives are so hot, obviously.
Well, no, that's what's cool about this. Like, I'm so
So cool.
happy he saw the other side because I was just like a cashier. This is not a bad story about him in any way. I was a cashier at this restaurant, and he came in with the guy who was the promotions director of the radio station that I eventually worked for.
Right.
And I like
Cool.
knew, so it's like weird. I
Yeah.
got to like recant this experience with him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." So he brought him in to have like food or something. I don't know why, if he wanted to go there or why they brought him in. It was like famous in Buffalo for like roast beef and custard or whatever. So they bring him in, and he asked me to fill up this like. Back then, people weren't carrying around shit like this, like the thermoses. You know what I'm saying? He had just like one of those ones that's like kind of huge, where it's like
Josh,
that's like,
this is a Starbucks cup. No, I'm just
Whatever,
kidding.
that's
I'm
what
joking. It's a thermos.
You know what I mean? Like these reusable
Yeah, yeah,
ones.
yeah.
No one was doing that. So he's like, "Can you fill this with iced tea?" And I took it, and it was like this much vodka, and it was like one of these
that's
huge
so
things.
cute. He was making his own like Long Island.
Yeah. Exactly. But back in Buffalo, we used to drink vodka teas.
Oh, really? That's the drink?
That's like the drink, yeah.
We used to do that in high school just because the Nest tea
But I don't know
was
if he
in
was
the-
doing that because it's Buffalo or if he was trying to make like his own.
We used
I
to
would like
just
to
straight
talk
up.
to him about that, but I
We
don't know if
used
he'd
to
even remember
straight
that.
up drink in high school. We'd each be. I didn't have, my parents didn't drink, so we didn't have alcohol in the house. But each person would have to like steal a bottle, and they'd bring the bottle, and then we would put it in our Nestea. We'd just be fucking hammered in school. Is that
was like-
normal? Can you get away with that in regular schools?
I don't know anymore. Vodka, they say, doesn't smell, but I smell it all the
I
time.
think, you know what I think though? I think that their cum in our mouths like washed out the
Yeah, you
the
went to a-
teacher's jizz
Your
washed out
school
the
was like, what's that show on HBO? Euphoria,
Euphoria.
but without like all the like
but the
hot
teachers
parts. It was
were
like
in it.
gross and
Yeah.
scary and dark,
It was so
but
scary.
all the same stuff: drugs and sex.
It was so wild. And I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, nobody banging anyone their age.
You're like if Euphoria was a horror movie.
I'm like if Euphoria was all just Angus Cloud.
I don't know what that means. I never saw
Angus
it.
Cloud was definitely very similar to the guy I lost my virginity to that's been in jail for a long time.
You know why I don't watch Euphoria? Because I'm scared that it will turn me on. I honestly don't want it to.
I like
Because
that.
do you know that the first movie that I remember like really putting me into a pretzel was that movie Unfaithful with Diane Lane and
oh
Richard
yeah,
Gere?
yeah.
Because I was like, this is so hot, but I was like, I hate her so much. Like she's cheating on him. Like I hated it, but it was so hot. And I was like, I don't know why this does this for me.
Oh
You know
my
what
God,
I mean? Like it
cheating
was
so
really confusing.
I know on all those like shows.
I forget what year did that come out, Todd, because I want to know how old I was when I watched it, and I was like so confused by why I was turned on by it.
Unfaithful.
Yeah. It's Diane Lane. She like
Mhm.
cheats on Richard Gere, who's
and
just
then
like a
Richard Gere kills the guy with a snow globe.
Oh, well, let's just ruin the movie for everyone.
It's been 27 years. If you haven't seen this, and by the way, you're
Yeah,
not watching it for the plot.
It's a
You're
crime
not
of
watching it
passion.
for the plot.
No,
You're
the
watching
sex
it for
scenes
the-
are crazy.
Remember
for
when
just
they
like
had,
a
like, the
rated
red
R
light
movie.
and they're like-
2002.
Yeah, I was. How old was I? 16 years old. 16
I was
years old.
19.
And man, did it put my brain into a morph.
Well, we were just Annie put it on and then fell asleep, but I was watching the Brooke Shields documentary.
I saw a little
Ooh,
bit
okay.
of
what
Oh
was
my
that?
God, it was crazy. It was about
Do
how
they have
she was
sex
like,
in that?
They had her, okay, so she was
had
like
to
a
talk about how
child model.
Michael Jackson took Gary
Yeah,
or whatever the guy.
No, he
Sorry,
was like pretending
person.
to be
Little person.
Michael Jackson was pretending to be her
Small
boyfriend.
guy, little guy.
I remember that.
And she had a boyfriend, and she was like, "Michael, stop saying you're my boyfriend." He's like, "What?
Rick, I
You're my girl."
You're my girl, bro.
It was so weird.
You're my little girl, bro.
And then she had to go to court because this guy had like nude photos of her when she was like 10 years old that are still out there, and he made a book of her nudes. And she sued him, and he won, and he's still allowed to publish his
Oh
book.
my
It
lord.
was
Everyone that
unbelievable.
buys that book should be killed. Was it Maplethorpe or
Should
something?
be killed.
Who was
Was
it?
it what?
Was it Maplethorpe?
I forget who it
I don't know
was. It
when
was some
Maplethorpe was,
old
but I
nasty
think, will you
dude.
look up Maplethorpe? Because there was this, I think that's who it is. John Maplethorpe, who I think is
Who
John
published the
Maplethorpe.
book?
There was a guy who used to
Man,
take
you don't
pictures
know
of
where,
naked
like,
kids.
You didn't know shit about like states,
And because
but you
it
know
was
this guy's name.
No, I was busted.
I know. This
Listen,
is like
we're,
this is like
we're
your
in Anniewood. This is pop culture.
yeah. This is Anniewood. In Anniewood, this is like knowing the national
Is
anthem.
that who it is? Naked.
I don't know. Let me type
Someone
in.
got like
Brooke
there was a whole
Shields.
thing about whether it was Kitty or art, and I think he
Yeah,
won.
yeah, that's what the thing was, and everyone, and then the judge was like,
is this like a court
"It's
case?
art." Yeah, it was a court case, and
You
the
know-
judge was like, "It's art."
Oh my god, that makes me so sad. You were
It was
molested to
so
the point where you
sad.
just know genius
Can I
things
tell you
about
such a
life.
funny thing? Okay, wait. I'm into art
this is
history.
Like, oh, the court case, but no, it was in
I can't
1984.
remember.
And,
Maybe
He
someone
took
else's name.
pictures of Brooke when she was of age.
Oh, he did.
I don't know who did when she was an actual like 9 years old. Weird.
yeah, I don't know if you
weird.
want to even Google
I
No,
know.
that.
don't Google it. Don't Google it. We'll wait for Mike Evans to do it. We'll let him go down.
Sign in on your Google there, pal.
Yeah. Log
yeah.
in.
Make sure
Mike,
you're on your
we want you
Google
to be more
account.
comfortable, but log in your own.
Yeah.
I want you to know your way around.
Go. Leave now before the cops come and arrest you. You're a rat, bro. You're a fucking goof. Yeah, boiler than choo-choo, bro. Boiler than choo-choo. Yo, I have a white boy that's trying to live with your immigrant shit.
Nice.
What the fuck is this?
How'd that feel, bro?
Look at this guy, bro.
How'd that feel, homie?
You guys, this is very exciting for me. I have manifested the sponsor. This is real. This is crazy. And I couldn't be more excited for this ad. Todd.
Oh, I'm so excited for
Todd,
her.
when people ask me what my interests are, what are they?
A little bit of,
And a little bit of.
and a little bit of that.
And that's what brings us here. Because look, guys, anxiety and depression can be exhausting. Your system is constantly on high alert and daily tasks feel overwhelming. Look, I'm in fight or flight. My armpits are sweating. I'm spitting out liquids. I'm in fight or flight at all times.
She's overwhelmed.
And there is one
always.
thing that has helped me. One thing. And if you know, you know.
And it's that special sweet letter K. So finally,
Finally, you guys.
there's a thing called Mind Bloom out there.
There's a thing called Mind Bloom out there, and I just can't believe it. And I'm so excited to share it with you. And I'm
and if
so
you guys
excited for
don't use it,
the transformation in everyone's lives and how healthy and great we're all going to feel when our minds have bloomed. But there's a new tool to improve your mental health at home: ketamine therapy.
oh, my beau loves that sweet ketamine.
Oh my God. And this is the most official, incredible source and way to do it. I feel so safe, so carried, so held, all in the safety of my own home with beautiful licensed people that are taking care of me. Mind Bloom is the leader in at-home ketamine therapy, having safely helped thousands of people overcome their anxiety and depression.
It's a next generation therapy provider that is backed by science. That's crazy. Like science is like, dude, you gotta get on this K train.
Science. Like for there to be a safe, affordable way to do this, to get all of the benefits of it, and you don't have to be afraid because you're taken care of. The benefits of ketamine are unbelievable. It helps you so much.
And the thing about ketamine, you do it and it's like, it's not something that like makes you tired, or it's not a stimulant either. It keeps you level-headed, it keeps you good, and it helps with so many mental issues in life.
But this app is so incredible. You go in, you take your quiz, you answer all your questions, you set up your appointments, they send you the product in the mail, and you go through the journey. It's just, I'm so excited. I have all of my appointments coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm so excited to tell you everything about it. If you're ready to give something a new try, Mind Bloom can help you live a better life. I am such a believer in this. You have heard me talk about this again and again. This is an incredible medicine that helps you so much. It helps you reinstate your neural pathways. It just changes the game for you guys. Live your best life and live it the Annie Wood style with Mind Bloom's in-home ketamine treatment. I can't believe the words I'm saying. I'm like, am I on K right now? Because this is crazy. I'm having a disassociative experience doing this ad. I'm absolutely in shock. I'm in bliss. I can't even believe it. The ketamine's working before I've even done it. Just the idea of it is sending me to oblivion and health and joy and heaven and a healthy demeanor in life.
I think Annie Wood has a new a theme song. You know how it goes? Wow, 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 wow.
Listen, ketamine has come a long way since raves in the 90s, okay? You can go to therapy if you want. Look, I don't want to keep digging stuff up, talking to the same lady. She's got a mustache. I'm thinking, why am I listening to
Look,
this lady
this is
with a
me
mustache?
at therapy.
And he's a therapist. It's just, all I'm saying is therapy is great. All these things are incredible, but there is a way to get fast results, okay? Unlike traditional talk therapy, ketamine works quickly and doesn't have the unpleasant side effects of traditional antidepressants. In a study of over 1,200 MindBloom clients, 89% reported improvements in their anxiety and depression after only 2 sessions. You guys, the gift that I'm giving you with this is like absolutely unbelievable. I'm so excited. Right now, MindBloom is offering our listeners $100 off your first 6-session program when you sign up at mindbloom.com/Anniewood and use the promo code Anniewood.
Oh, get that Annie Wood ketamine, baby.
Take the first step and break free from your anxiety and depression with MindBloom. Mindbloom.com/Anniewood and use the promo code Anniewood. You guys.
Oh my gosh, she's
Does it look
knocking
like a
stuff.
Or to this direction.
Ooh, something stinks in here. But wait, not in here because we use
Lumi.
Everyone listen up, listen up. It is getting hot outside and it's time for to step up your hygiene game.
Because
That's what I'm
guys,
saying.
don't be cooking. I don't want to smell seared snapper when I go out.
That deodorant you keep borrowing from your boyfriend's bathroom, which she does, isn't going to cut it anymore. And he uses my deodorant every day. I say, get your stinky armpits out of my deodorant and use this because this works. Lumi works.
Here's what's so crazy about what he's saying. He uses my Lumi, okay?
And then it smells so fresh, so clean, so nice, like a garden of flowers.
You know, I wanted to switch to a natural deodorant already. We made this plan. I had to go through my detoxifying, stinky onion phase. And then we got Lumi and I smell so good. My butthole smells good. My vag hole smells good. My armpits smell good and my feet smell good. Every part of me smells like Lumi.
And if you're trying to smell good, you need
Lumi.
Lumi deodorant will ensure that your armpits, privates, feet, and more smell incredible no matter what the weather is.
Because it is going to start cooking out there, and we do not want a fish fry.
It's going to get hot. Listen, we don't want no crawfish broil outside every day.
No. Crawfish goes here, not here. Okay, my favorite part is that it's created by an OBGYN. Lumi is aluminum-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odors up to 72 hours. Sometimes I don't have time to reapply.
So long.
I'm doing stand-up. When I'm doing stand-up, I'm moving around. My armpits are going, wah, 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 wah. I'm slish, slash, and my legs are going, hui, 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 hui. I don't have time to reapply. I'm busy. I'm slinging jokes, okay? But I don't need to reapply because Lumi lasts up to 72 hours.
And with the best-selling scents like lavender sage, clean tangerine, and brand new additions like mint cucumber, there are so many ways to smell amazing.
Guys,
what's your
smell
favorite?
Like me. I like the cucumber.
Oh, I know she likes that cucumber.
He doesn't like cucumber, so I like to trick him because he doesn't like the taste of cucumber, but he actually likes the smell.
I do like the smell. It smells fresh, and with the mint, it's a great accent to that smell and to that scent.
Guys, this is one of our favorite things to sell. This is like to give the gift of nice smelling tootsies and bootsies.
And her feet are so stinky without Lumi. I would have to be like, get these feet out of here. I'd have to chop them off and send them to the next room. Lumi is the #1 whole body deodorant. So no matter where you have odor, it's safe to use Lumi.
Ready?
Lumi's
starter pack comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping.
That's what I'm talking about. Everyone loves free shipping. I hate having to pay for my stuff.
Being charged for shipping, it's like, what kind of loser do you think I am? Do you think my stinks? Because it doesn't. Because I use Lumi. As a special offer to all you fannies out there, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code Annie at thelumideodorant.com. That's over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code Annie.
Here's the problem with my laundry detergent. You know, it's such a big thing. I gotta lug this thing around.
This happens to me every time I do the laundry, which is about once a year. I never put the top on, right? Because I use the top, okay? I use my detergent. I put it in the top, right? Then I put the top around. Then I put the top back on.
And
Spilling
drip, drip,
everywhere.
drips.
It's dripping everywhere. The foot smuts stuff, the dryer nastiness that comes out, the fuzz gets stuck on it. It's disgusting. It looks like I've tarred and feathered my own washer and dryer.
Here's the thing. We got ADHD here at Annie Wood. And sometimes Annie puts the clothes in the washer. She puts the detergent in, and then she forgets to hit the button.
Oh boy, oh
so
boy.
then we go in 2
if
hours
I
later.
had a hammer for every time I've done that. But we have a new solution, okay? This is an AD friendly way to approach your laundry detergent.
With Earth Breeze. Get a load of this. You're trying to save space in your home, so why is laundry detergent taking a whole shelf? Who wants that?
Nobody wants that. Not me. 91% of those heavy jugs end up in landfills and oceans. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be the one that's tanking this entire universe.
Just think of the poor turtles floating on top of an empty jug.
It's not like you can just stop doing laundry, okay? You don't want to be that guy that doesn't do their laundry. We all know him.
So what did you do?
I switched to Earth Breeze.
Ooh, I heard Earth Breeze is a revolutionary liquidless laundry detergent.
It is. The Eco Sheets look like dryer sheets, but they're not. Trust me, I learned the hard way.
Yeah, I hear they dissolve 100% in the wash cycle, hot or cold. No measuring, no mess, and no heavy plastic jugs. Just toss a sheet in. It's so convenient for me. I put the clothes in, I take a sheet, I go, and I just throw it in. You don't got to worry about how long has it been in there because I forgot to press the button.
But here's another thing. Okay, I go on the road all the time. I like to do my laundry in the hotel rooms. You have to have quarters to buy those little detergent things. I don't have time to do that. I can't bring a jug with me. They'd stop me I'd be stopped.
They'd say, what are you, drinking this?
Hey, you can't have this. What are you drinking this? What are you, a kid eating Tide Pods?
That's another thing. If you have kids, it's safe for your kids because they're not going to want to drink it. They're not doing any TikTok challenges of eating all this laundry detergent because it's a sheet. It's just a sheet of paper, it looks like.
The only thing that you have to worry about is them trying to tuck themselves in because that is a sweet, soft little sheet they got.
The packaging is so lightweight and biodegradable and plastic free. That's what I like about it.
It's great for sensitive skin. Eco Sheets are hypoallergenic, just like our dog.
I hate those allergies getting in my nose and I sneeze and my whole day's ruined. Earth Breeze works with high efficiency washers and is septic safe. That's what I like. You can also subscribe so you never run out. Pause or cancel anytime. So they just deliver it right to your door. You
never run out. Do you know how many times Todd goes, I
gotta go to Rite Aid again. Oh
my God. And the carry is so heavy to carry back.
It's so heavy and Randy's pulling me and it's swish swashing.
And then we get around, I spill it everywhere.
It gets all over the house.
Randy's licking it up.
Randy's licking it up, throwing it up.
He's blowing little bubbles and it's horrible. Most importantly, you still get a powerful cleaner. They smell this.
Ooh, that's clean.
Hit the road, Tide. I'm done with you. I only use
Earth Breeze.
Earth Breeze. Earth Breeze is tough on stains, fights odors, and your clothes come out clean every time. Don't just take my word for it. You can try for yourself with their risk-free 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it, Earth Breeze will give you a full refund. No questions asked and no return necessary.
So you get to keep it.
You can keep all of it. It's biodegradable. Switch from the old-fashioned goo to something new. Right now, my listeners can subscribe to Earth Breeze and save 40%. Go to earthbreeze.com/Annie to get started. That's earthbreeze.com/Annie for 40% off. 40% off. earthbreeze.com/Annie. Guys, it smells so good. Get it. Be cool like us. No, I was talking to Joey Avery. I was at, he had a show at the Improv and I did a show and we were upstairs and he was talking about how excited he was when he went back to his hometown to San Jose and he did a one-nighter and sold it out. He was like, it was so amazing. It was all of my coaches, my teachers, people from my high school, everyone. I was like, oh my God, you are not molested because when I go home, I'm like, oh my God, my coach is here. My teacher's here. Why is it cold? I'm cold.
Well, I mean, there is something weird about that too, because I was never molested by anybody that I know of. And I would kill myself if my coaches and teachers come. I go, my teacher's here? Why?
Because they want to get a little piece. They want to be like, hey, I knew that kid.
So many
special.
people came to. I actually very much can't stand doing shows in Buffalo.
Well, I'm going to Philly this summer. I was like deciding whether or not to do the gig. And I decided I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to make this the first time that I feel positive. Because I always go into Philly like, but I just want to be like, this is going to be fun. It's the end of August. So it's just going to be the people that really want to see me on their last weekend of summer.
This is what's great though. There are people I love Philly. I would like to do that. That'd
would be fun. And to have you with me would be different.
Would be really
You'll
fun.
be my shield.
And I very much like Philadelphia.
I like Philadelphia too. And it'll be fun to go with someone that likes it. And it's I just get so panicked. And I just want to I want this to be the first time I do Philly where it's just all positive, good vibes. Because I feel like I am tight and I send out a vibration, not to get all shamany, but I send out a vibration of weirdness and it always goes weird.
I get annoyed very easily. This Chicopee weekend was a dream. I had allergies, which were bad, so my head exploded and I took Benadryl and I literally
did your head hurt?
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I wasn't. My head didn't hurt,
kidding.
but I just was all like stuffy. And anyway,
it comes with cluster.
I slept basically until the show. Got up, did the show, one show, bar, went to sleep. Woke up, show. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. A Residence Inn and by Marriott, fine.
It doesn't get better than that?
I mean, it's gotten better.
This is some low self-esteem. Remember when he said, I'm going to say the cockiest thing that a person could ever say? And he was like, as a disgusting monster. On the inside, I'm kind of charming.
Can I say this, though?
I'm more charming than I look disgusting, mean.
I've stayed in some of the nicest hotels in the world. I love hotels. But there's something, it's like eating a Big Mac. Residence Inn by Marriott, do the shows, make some cash, drink some beers. I just was in bliss. I watched the Boston Bomber documentary. I was in heaven, except that I was in Benadryl. When I go
Was it after the bomb or before the bomb?
What do you mean?
I mean, was the watching the bombing thing before you performed?
No, I landed a night early because
what if you bombed? Like, what if you watched the bombing and then bombed?
It's not how things work. There's
cocky Josh.
I mean,
I know I don't bomb either.
I mean, I don't. But when it's East Coast gig, fly out the night before, so that's why I watched it. I got Taco Bell. It was the best. I don't require much, but when I go to Buffalo, people really like ruffle my feathers because it's like people that you haven't talked to in a decade or something.
And they want to catch up.
They're like, oh, Josh, where do I park when I come to your show?
That's why I have a new rule.
I can't believe you still have my number.
I have a new rule and it sucks because it's like I feel so guilty because I want to be able to put my parents on a guest list, but no more guest list because the reason why they can't, like I'll even give them the money for the tickets. It's just I can't have, when you buy a ticket, you have an email address to call, to message. You have a contact to ask questions to. When I put you on the guest list, I'm the contact.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer, I told my mom I had to go because she's always like, can you get my friend on the guest list? And then can we make sure we're all sitting together? It's like, what are you? I don't know the layout of the club. I'm like, I go, Mom, you're asking me a venue question and I'm the performance. So when you ask a venue question, you take my brain away from the performance to try to figure out a venue thing. That's not for me. Like, call the club.
I during Christmas, my father goes, I need 6 tickets. I'm coming. I go,
oh, and they'll do that. It'll be like 25 tickets. I'm like, okay.
Dad, I tell my parents, I go, it makes me nervous when you're in the crowd. It really fucks my brain up. It just does.
Yeah, it's just different.
So can't you just respect that and not come? And so I talked about it with my therapist and she goes, you have to like let that go and let them just like, they're doing it for themselves. And like, you can't change that. And all you're doing is hurting them by saying that. So I was like, fine, let them come. It's water off my back. I have to just exist.
Well, it's just one show. Todd made me do this too. He goes, you have to have one show where it's like family people.
Oh, no, but it's
because they'll spread it out throughout the whole weekend. My parents will be like, we're coming to every show. And it's like, I don't want to say no to my parents. And maybe that's like a childhood trauma thing. Or it's like, I am at this point where I'm like, I forgive my parents and I want to just like make their existence on this earth while they're still here.
Well, that's the thing.
Happy.
I said no to my dad because my therapist actually said, she goes, just make boundaries. Say they can't come and they can't come. And you can't like worry about them getting upset. But I saw the hurt in my dad's eyes, and he was visibly like changed.
Does he have the same eyes?
No. And so I felt like I was
Does
like,
he have the same eyes?
I'll just let him fucking come and all of his friends can come. He just wanted to like show off in front of his friends, which is like,
I know it is, but it's so annoying. But there's that part of me that really gets annoyed
I'm
by
at
it
work.
too. I'm at work, but also like you bragging about me being funny is because you did such damage to me as a child.
I'm gonna shit all over you, but he
developed
likes
the skill
that. Yeah.
set. I developed the skill set because of you.
I shit all over my dad in my hour,
Yeah.
but it's lovingly. I love my dad, but like when he's there, it makes it really hard. You know,
Yes.
it just does.
Well, and I like talking about my dad's penis and stuff. It's like so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
They don't respect the fact that like I have to do this performance for all these strangers. Your presence, and my mom, she doesn't care anymore because I actually like my mom's tactic. She doesn't think what I do is funny. And that's fine. My mom didn't think Conan was funny. She thought he was too weird. She's like, he's going to be on the Tonight Show. The guy that makes me feel uncomfortable. When she watched The Office one time, I don't know what year that came out, but I was still living at home. She saw The Office and was like, I don't like how they look into the camera.
Oh, you're not going to like this episode.
And then like also, well, that's the thing. It's like, she doesn't like that there was no like laugh track or there was no, you know what I'm saying? It was,
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable.
It's different for her, yeah.
She was thrown off by it. Which is so weird. So when
Real
she
qu-
watched me, she'd be like, oh, they liked you.
What?
Real quick, I found out what that guy's name was. I took the pictures of.
Oh
What
my
is it?
God, Todd. I was so wondering about the
Brooke
pedophile
Shields.
book.
How are we going to come? We weren't going to be able to come,
But
so.
listen to his name. His name is.
Finally, make Josh come.
Listen to his name.
No.
His name
Make
is
my never
Gary Gross.
Gary Gross.
Of course it is.
Wow.
Just thought I had to throw that in there.
No, but here's the thing about the cum thing. I'm learning it's trust issues. And so does that unfaithful thing come into play? Did that movie break me?
Or do you have to fuck Diane Lane to come?
Diane Lane.
You know she holds up. You know.
I know.
She
Oh
holds
my
up.
God. She was like,
She lived in Santa Fe. I used to see her in prison. I don't know
What?
if she's still married to Josh Brolin, but she was married to Josh Brolin.
of course.
and I would see them in
makes
Santa Fe
sense.
all the time.
That's like the most
she's just
makes sense
drop
couple
dead
I've ever
gorgeous.
heard of in my life. Diane Lane and Josh
Let me
Brolin.
see if
They're both aging like fine wine. They'll be sexy corpses, the two of them. You kidding me?
Josh Brolin's Instagram is so great too. He seems like such a genuine.
Yeah, no, he has a
Genuine
new
guy.
wife now, but they have
Oh,
kids
does he?
together. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
That makes sense. Go get back together. I mean,
She
what are you
looks
doing?
gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be like
Gorgeous.
I mean, golly,
Just
that movie.
throw a little lube on it, you're fine. Lube that baby up. Add a little grease,
Who knows?
a little coconut oil, just
Hey,
shove it in.
Diane Lane, I'm not counting you out. You might be the wettest. Sorry.
Can we edit it that he's saying that about the Brooke Shields?
No, do not. This is terrible. Oh my God. It's going to be like AI chat. Chat GDP is going to make me a file probably. 'cause-
Oh my God, I watched a YouTube video of this guy who's trying to make passive income by selling AI art. And it was so weird. And it's not weird that
But
he's
why
doing
is he
it.
making income off of it? He didn't do it. The machine did it.
So that's what's so weird. So he makes the AI art, like he'll be like, mushrooms
no, I
are
put in
in.
the words.
So he goes and he's like, it's actually kind of hard. It'll take you like 20 minutes.
Look,
so-
you got to put in different words.
He
It's
makes
like Mad Libs.
he makes
What a
like
fucking queef.
mushroom like designs or whatever. And then he sells them digitally. So he doesn't have to sell any prints or anything. And he puts them on Etsy and he makes like 200 and he does like ads and stuff. It was interesting. But he puts them on Etsy and people buy them. He makes like $400 a month. And then his net
This is kind of scary.
his net is 200. I'm like, who is buying? You can just make it.
Well, that's the thing. Like
Who is buying AI art? That's
people
like
who go
so
like, my
embarrassing.
brain isn't. I would have never put mushroom on a cliff in the chat GPT.
It's just, it's like, it's just.
It's drones. Drone people.
ChatGPT is pretty dope.
I
though.
heard somebody go.
We got to lean in
Tom
because it's
Brady-
happening.
Someone did a Tom Brady hour-long stand-up set, and somebody told me they go, "It's pretty good."
Well, that's
and I
because
go,
standards are low.
well, that's the same thing with this mushroom art you're talking about. Like people just go, "That looks neat." Bye.
Well, also, like, guys, mushrooms are cool, but you're buying art of mushrooms?
Some people they go, if it was a painting of a mushroom, they would be like, "That's cool. I'd like
I'm
that
not
for
gonna
my
lie.
house."
If I drew like Annie would and mushrooms, it would
You're a
fucking
good
sell.
artist. How come you don't do more drawings?
I have, you know what? I've been working a lot on my internal blocks, and then I'm realizing all of the fears that are stopping me from things. And I have a homework fear, and
me too.
I've made drawing homework because there's a expectation on my end for it to like go viral or make a lot of money or something. So it's not just like there's no joy in me drawing. It's just like,
Interesting.
but whenever I do draw and it's successful, it's because an idea comes to me and I sit down and it's like someone's drawing through me, and it happens.
Yes.
It'll happen in 3 hours. I'll draw the whole thing.
I've always been a notorious homework procrastinator, and my podcast has kind of become that in terms of my prep, but I justify it by saying I just want it to be as current as possible when I shoot it. But really, I'm staying. I set an alarm for 5 or 6 a.m. the day I'm going to shoot it. I wake up, I do the prep, which only takes about
This is my move too.
30 to 45
when
minutes.
I used to do girl code and you have to come in like prepared, I
Yeah.
would it would always be like day of. I'm like,
I'd
get
wake up.
early,
I
bitch.
work better under the gun in the
Yes.
morning. I used to do homework.
There's no gun left for me though. I
Well,
have
that's
no
not
gun.
There's no gun. True.
But I'm
yeah,
just saying there
exactly.
used to be a gun. I can't. I'm like
I make the gun.
You know what I did? I
out of
got
3D
shot.
printer.
I got shot enough times where I just let it shoot me, and then I didn't die. And then I was like, oh, I can just not do my work, and I still survive. I still win.
No,
Here
sure.
I am thriving.
That was high school. I mean, I would not get homework done. I would go into school when my dad would go to work, and he'd drop me off at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they would just I would just sit in the cafeteria and do homework until first bell. And whatever I didn't do, I would just mitigate which one's more important. And then if there was ones that weren't important, I'd be like, yeah, I didn't do it.
You know what?
High school was so I could manipulate my way.
Oh, college. I was the queen of the.
College, I couldn't do it.
Oh my god.
I dropped out.
college. Can I just tell you?
I already had a job, so I was like, this is bullshit. Why am I doing this?
Art classes. I was like, not happening. I was like, I have real classes. My art teachers are like, what do you mean? I'm like, things that where I have to write things that are hard and draw you a picture whatever I want. But my one art teacher, he told me, he's like, I handed in 3 paintings, and he was like, I can't pass you. You only handed in 3 paintings. And I was like, he's like, they're all good too. He's like, I like all of them. He's like, but you just didn't even show up for the critiques or anything. And I was like, yeah, I kind of babysat his kids and showed him come on, man.
Oh my lord.
And so I told him, I was like, dude,
boundaries,
what was
teachers.
Santa Fe? It's a
Oh.
college professor.
Oh, college. Yeah, but still, that's.
No. He was my friend though. I was friends with his family.
Did you fuck a college professor?
Never.
Okay.
No, we weren't flirting or anything. He was my boy.
You're
Merchant.
like, no, I did that in 6th grade, Josh.
No, they fucked me, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
I was like this.
Yeah, but that could happen in college too, I'd imagine. More.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that. It was Santa Fe is a small town, so you would be out partying and your teachers would be there. Because it's there's no one there.
Yeah, I guess that's how Buffalo.
But I would wait on them.
All
But
my teachers were old.
But here's the thing. He wasn't going to pass me. And then I was like, just give me a B, dude. Just give me a B. And he's like, well, why should I give you a B? And I'm like, when you come into my restaurant, I give your family free food. Did you technically earn that free food? Or am I just doing it because you're my boy and whatever? And he was like, all right, I'll give you a B. Don't tell anyone. And now I tell it on every podcast I can possibly tell. I'm like, Merchant Adams gave me a B.
I mean, the closest thing I came to that was my JV soccer coach was a dude I worked with at the roast beef custard shop, and he had graduated.
There's something so disgusting about roast beef and custard together.
I know, yeah, it sounds gross.
Because custard's the dessert, right?
Yeah,
It's not like they don't go together.
It's soft serve.
Right,
It's
okay.
a better.
I know.
froyo.
It's like a
It's like
thicker
a
milk.
Yes, it's like a
Love custard.
better tasting froyo.
I love a cherry gelato from Rita's.
Oh yeah,
Water Ice.
Rita's is good out here. That's for sure.
Our Rita's went out of business around our town. We were thinking about it, why
Really?
is Rita's not
It went out of business.
Rita's should be huge here. One of
Well,
them near us did.
The Venice one. That's the one I thought.
yeah.
Wow.
But it's Rita should be huge.
I know people that were like, I mean, the shitty part about LA is going from North Hollywood or Glendale or something like that to go to Rita's, you're like, It's got to be it's a real adventure. I mean,
Yeah.
that's far. Everything's so far. Even coming here, it's like I went across, I could travel from Buffalo to Erie, Pennsylvania in the amount of time it takes me just to come to Venice.
Yeah, one of my best friends, Abby Luck, who I do all the hot dog videos and stuff with, she has this like amazing house in the Burbank Hills. And I used to live with her. Like I lived on her couch or her bed, like her couch, it was a bed, with her and her husband for so long, to the point where they were like, it's time. I was like, okay, sorry. I had my whole cluster headache cycle in their house, just like crying, and they're upstairs once.
Oh my God.
And then,
Did you ever have that when you lived in a car?
no, that was like my car time. But
Oh, okay.
I was able to stay with them for a couple months.
So you managed to
God.
do the cluster headaches in a building.
Yes, and they were so sweet about it. And they weren't like mean when they were like, it's time. They were just like, we have to like have our house. to
Do you
ourselves at some
mark your
point.
calendar? Can you do it that
It
precisely?
doesn't come that precisely. It was like last year it was February. This year it started in March.
God, it's
Or not
like
last year, 2 years ago. And then 2 years before that, it was in August and July.
it's like a yearly awful period.
It's every 2 years. And then I always think I got rid of
Every
them.
2
And then I'm
years, okay.
devastated. Devastated.
Oh my Lord.
But it has to be something.
It's like a
you know?
horror movie.
It is. No, it is. But you know what? I realized like I used it this time to be like almost my own personal pandemic. Like I cannot work. There are circumstances outside of myself that are not allowing me to work. And to the point where I can't write, I can't read. Not that I do much of that, but I couldn't. Like I couldn't draw. I couldn't like look at things and focus in.
It's
you
had
know?
lasting damage each time. It makes her inability to do that worse and worse
But here's
after
the thing,
every time you can't read more.
as an illiterate who has shame around it, and I struggle to do homework and stuff, even when I'm not doing my homework, I have guilt that I'm not doing my homework. So it feels like I'm working. I was talking to my dad
Well,
about
that's
this.
the thing about this cycle of cluster headaches. You can afford the ability to rest and take care of yourself.
Right. So I don't have the anxiety.
and you don't have the,
Yeah.
yes, you don't have
I
to
still
worry
get
of like,
little,
I'm not
like
working.
last night I was spending about money. I was like, oh my God, because I realized, okay, so I spend so much because I've been so hood rich because I was so broke for so long.
Same.
That when I had money.
Found myself in the same.
And here's the thing. And then, so I have money and then I was like, oh, like I can finally eat out. I don't have to like,
Yes.
I remember calling my dad once and being like, Dad, I'm so broke. I cut bacon in half to make it feel like it's 2 pieces of bacon. Like that's how I used to be, like where I was like, I had to do math. I was
I
like,
used
all right.
to-
I was doing,
I used to
being
see-
broke, do you know how much math you have to do? You're like,
Oh, it's the worst. And I'm terrible at math. But I used to be able to, I would do this little game with myself where I
Yes.
could like, how little food can I live off of
Right.
for 2 weeks? And I would spend, I go, oh man, I spent $18 on 2 weeks worth of food. Can I live off this? It'd be like a little game show with myself.
yeah. No, and it was kind of fun. It was fun.
Oh, hey, I can't believe I lived off just not but 5 years ago, the amount of money I
I
used to live off
know.
month to month.
I know.
And it was all a shell game. And I can't believe I kept that going. And I don't want to go back. But also like the nut grows and you're like, is this just a bigger shell?
Yes.
I mean-
No, honestly, I was having that sort of like panic too, where I was
Yeah.
like, but I was realizing, okay, so then when we got money and I was like, oh, we can go out to eat. We got to eat like every meal. And then it started to like not be fun to go out to eat. It wasn't like exciting. It's not like I earned and then I went and then I waited and then there was no like the reward was just all the time. It's like
Yes.
overwhelming, you know, it's like, okay, this is too much. And then I was doing that with like spending. I was like buying. I was like, I need to have a new outfit for every episode of every show I do. You know what I mean? But that's like,
I love that about, but also like, this is so much fun about being your friend is like, cause there would be like times and they would always come back around and you were always right. But it would be like, I'd be like, I don't know. And you're like, Josh, it's going to come back. And you're like, yeah, all right. And then you do it. And then it did.
Yes, and it does. And that's the thing. It's like, it feels like a test. I have to keep my vibrations up, right? I have to still like but I can't, I realize I don't, okay, so like 2 weeks I started to be like, I feel like I'm like buying too many clothes. I was looking at, and we would order in and it's like all this trash.
You should rent clothes.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. And if I get a stylist, you can write it off too.
They send them in these bags and then you just put them back in the bag after and they take them away.
And it doesn't matter if you clean them or anything either. But I want to
it's
get like
cheaper
a
than buying them.
stylist because a stylist you can write off on your taxes too. And also I want a stylist. And then, so the stylist is like the same thing. And then you're kind of like renting the clothes from them. And then if you want to keep them, you buy them. So that's pretty cool. But like, I was just like, there's excess. Like, it's not like I want these clothes for all, like my whole life. Some of them I do. But I'm like, so all these clothes, all these bags I'm throwing out, all of our takeout, all this trash, I just started to feel so
Oh my
guilty.
God. All the mushrooms you did made you realize your carbon
It
footprint.
100% was that, and I did not put that together until now. It 100,000,000% was me on grams and grams of mushrooms every day.
Oh, I
Call
knew
me
it when
grandma.
you told me.
Call me grandma, because I was on so many mushrooms. I was losing my mind. I was like,
I know. I said to you.
and I
I
couldn't.
know. I remember that call. Josh was
I
like,
was in
"Aren't you
Austin.
like depressed?"
And I was
was
like,
in
yes,
Austin.
but I can't do anything about it. But there's no other option. I was so scared to not take them, but they weren't working.
I was in Austin, and Annie's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna take mushrooms every day that I have the cluster headaches," and I'm like, as a guy who thought that was a route for like enlightenment at one point, I remember taking them 3 consecutive days and being so depressed, I cried about my dad dying, which he never.
Oh, you cannot think about parents when you're in mushrooms.
Well, no, I mean this was a
mushrooms
lesson
are
in trips.
no parents.
This was
zone.
back in the time when I was like really just putting the needle in the red all the time,
Right.
just to test my limitations. And now I've calmed down. You know, that's why I think it's so funny. I had a girlfriend back then.
So you're putting the needle in the
when
red.
I was like, see,
He was
you know,
putting the needle
I
in the
was
red.
like-
He was banging her on her period. That's a fun little relationship thing you get to do.
No, but I was fucking like, I was fucking.
I just
floor to
want to give
board.
the guys that I had one night stands with that when I had my period. I just want to say like
Wait, you had one night stands in your period?
a couple times, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was Santa Fe. We're all friends. It
Well,
wasn't
it's
like I
one
didn't
of
know
those
them,
things
but
where
it
you
was
go like, I mean, as someone who
But you
I don't
just
know that
say,
I had
you
a
go,
one night
"Eh."
stand with a period necessarily, but I definitely wouldn't care.
I wanted to ask you guys some questions. What are some deal breakers for you? So like you're hitting it off with a girl, and Todd, you can remember the time before you weren't madly in love with me and going to spend your entire life with me
You're
forever.
allowed
and
to
ever.
reminisce, but don't reminisce too
If you
lustfully.
say a name, I'll kill her. What are some deal breakers for you? Like, have you ever like been hooking up with a girl and you can already kind of like smell like there's a situation?
I'm an empath, so I mean, it would have to be drastic. In which
Yeah.
case, I would just
Were you like worried about your own health, maybe?
no. I would. Are you talking about their vagina?
Yeah, because sometimes, not that there's anything, sometimes you just have
Well,
like
what
an
are we talking
infection
here?
or something.
What are we talking here? Like it smells like they're ill, or it
Like an
smells
infection.
Okay, not just like a
Like
wedding.
a bacterial vaginosis.
This isn't just like a wedding,
Or not like, yeah, you've been dancing. Not like spicy, like
bad.
it was left on the sun.
I had one thing like that, and all I did was just I called a rain delay. You know, I just kind of like acted like I was more inept sexually than I am.
Oh, that's great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's no
mean-
reason to call it out.
Yeah.
There's no.
No, I just
I
go.
believe in honesty, but
I
there's
just
certain
pretend
places.
I'm worse at what I'm doing than I am, and
I
I,
have a
just
friend-
go, well, that's that. Yeah.
I have a friend who's fully. This is gonna sound like I have a friend. I swear to God, I've never had a stinky pussy problem. Nobody's ever. Todd, has anyone? Have you ever come to me and been like, "It's too stinky, get out of here"? And we live together, so he gets to smell it at all of his phases.
I mean, I've gotten a waff.
Yeah,
Well,
but not
again,
like, but
yeah.
like, but that's like a laying
Like
around.
tennis. I call it the tennis coochie.
But it's not after. It's not like we showered.
Exactly. It's a workout, a
Yeah,
hike.
it's like
We went. You're up in Runyon Canyon, and we all went all the way
It's
up
that
here. Now
Runyon-
it's like eat my box on this rock.
yeah, it's Runyon snatch.
Runyon, yeah, the Runyon Canyon, indeed.
The Griffith Park
Observatory.
The observatory, yes. But like I had a friend who she like had an internet date with this guy, so they didn't know each other. Like she just was like, it was like a one night stand, but that maybe they would have continued or whatever.
Okay.
And I think they hooked up twice. And he said to her, he said something like he was like
Both times?
honest with her. Yeah, I guess both times. Maybe.
Both times he
Yes.
went like, "There's an issue," and
But
then
that
she
makes
went
me
back
think,
again. He
like-
goes, "Okay, has
then I
not been
asked her-
addressed." It's like
okay.
a health inspector coming to the restaurant.
He gave her.
You
he
have
gave her a
rats in
D.
here.
He gave her a D.
The rats are still here. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess he thought he was being honest. He probably was autistic. Now that I think about it, it's like sometimes when people are that type of honest, it's like there's a thing.
Listen, if I was concerned for her health,
But I
I would
asked her.
take her to dinner or
She's
something,
married to
but
my friend now.
listen. Okay.
She's married to my friend now, so she has a husband.
Okay.
And I was like to him, I was like, does she have? And he goes, absolutely not. It's like this guy's thing. So I think sometimes you have like a pheromone mismatch. Like I've definitely like hooked up with guys where I'm like, my body's not supposed to procreate with you. Like it's not.
No, that's I hear that all the time.
and that you can't put on the other person.
No, not at all. I haven't run into that situation where they think they're like, I just can't be smelling you. But I have had the opposite, which is delightful. But here's the key. all I'm wearing is Old Spice.
You remind them of their dad. That's like such a dad
It
deodorant.
really is odd though. It's just like they're like, I've had all glowing compliments. People think I smell terrible.
But
You
you know
see me on
what?
a screen and you just assume I smell awful, right? Like that's what people think. But I actually don't.
Well, he's not going to let that go.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, you can't see. You're not going to let your other.
No,
You're
of
not going
course
to
I
let
know.
down anything else.
I know when I
You're
smell
like, I
awful.
gotta wear glasses. It's like I gotta.
I know when I take showers. Also, showers are my zen time.
See, that's where I'm jealous. I'm not bald.
I take 3 a day.
Having hair, it's so annoying.
that's why I'm
showering
bald.
such a nightmare. I have to like shower with like Todd and I will take showers. They're like, do not get my hair wet. Do not get my hair wet. You got my hair wet.
Oh, I remember I was like making out with a girl in a pool or like a hot tub or something, and she was like, "Don't you dare get my hair wet."
Yeah,
It
if
was
you
like
get my
such
hair
a
wet, it's like-
mood killer.
Because it's like we didn't want to be mad, but
Also,
it's like you
a
guys
girl
aren't
with
paying attention.
extensions, like she's
Oh,
like,
extensions
"Don't
is
pull
rough.
my hair."
Yes.
And I was
I
like,
will have a
I'm
bald
not.
spot.
I would just be moving it like away from her face, and she would like while
Oh,
making
so
out,
sweet.
and she would be like, "Don't touch my fucking
Oh
hair."
my god! Can you see Todd? Todd, can't you see Josh just like wiping hair?
I
like,
used to have bangs. I wipe my own hair away. I still
you
have
and your
phantom
bangs.
bangs.
It's so funny.
I miss them.
We don't though. It's like I don't. I
No,
like
and
this
a lot
better.
of women have said that too. They're like, "You look like I don't know. You look better now." And I'm like,
You looked like a techie, like
a techie.
Yeah,
I
you
was an
looked like-
emo kid. I wore
but
like
but it looked
tight
it
jeans.
read computers.
really.
Yes.
It read computers.
To me it read computers.
Well, it read incel probably, which is a type of computer, I guess.
It read like basement at your mom's.
Yeah, it read, like, on the
maternal
computer a lot.
basement. It
Yeah.
read maternal
It
basement.
read on the computer message board is what it meant.
No, like you would have fixed the computer.
I couldn't do that, but I could
It
definitely.
was like a smart guy's haircut.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was like a band haircut.
But it could have been band too. You could
I
have been a
was like-
drummer.
I wanted to be like a lead singer in an emo band.
Not drummer. Drummers get the puss, don't they?
I mean,
They all
drummers
get
do
the
get puss
puss.
because
They
they're
all get
fit,
the
but
puss.
like guitar player, lead singer, they get the puss.
What was I gonna say? Now, okay, what I'm trying to think of another deal breaker. What if you really hit it off with a girl? Oh no, we're gonna have to edit this out.
Why?
Because people are gonna be mad.
Why is
what
it?
if you really, really hit it off with a girl? Like you guys, you're like totally into her. She's super cool. You like the same sports. Can you see where this is going? You like the
Wait.
same sports.
You like the same sports?
Yeah, boobs are great. Everything's awesome, right?
She's
Like,
hot, yeah.
She's so hot.
Smoke show.
Yes, awesome. Your friends are like, damn, that girl's hot.
Sick. Okay, I like this.
Okay.
Yeah. And she likes sports.
Yeah.
She's like, oh man, sabers. And I'll be like,
But what
that
if,
would make
what if
me.
she says to you, I have to tell you something?
Okay.
And she goes, I
I already fell in love with her for the record.
was
Just your
born,
description.
I was born male.
Oh, and she has a vagina now?
I have a vagina now. I've
Have I already-
transitioned.
Can I ask you this? Have I already fucked her or fingered her or anything
I don't
like
think
that?
she would. She's too respectful for that. She wants to really have a real vibe with you, and she doesn't want you to fuck her.
We haven't
before.
even drunkenly fumbled. I haven't been down there. I haven't raised any
Maybe
flags.
she pushed her hand away a couple times.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I see what we're working with before I make a commitment on this? I mean, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, when they tell you this, you're going to say, would you still? I would be. But, like, say I
This
go.
is someone you were like wanted to date. You know,
No.
it's like
And
someone you
say I
liked.
go and say, but if it's someone I wanted to date, we've already done stuff. You don't know when you fuck a straight person or a cis person or what have you. You don't get into the detail of like, so what's your family dynamic? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be fumblings around and like experience in genitalia touching of some capacity before you even get to know somebody. So like, I would imagine before that speech happens, that would occur.
That is
right?
so not necessarily true, by the way. That's
Well,
not.
maybe, but I would hope that's the case because here's the thing.
You don't
I
want to
couldn't-
waste time getting to know someone if you're not going to fuck them.
No, that's not true. I'm just
I'm
saying
asking.
though. No, if I'm dating somebody, yeah, of course. I need to fuck them to know if I'm going to continue this.
Right, but you wouldn't have any like conversation about their family before you fingered them or eaten them out? That's like crazy.
Well, you might.
Is there any
No,
dinner
no, but
or
you-
anything? Jesus Christ, Josh.
No, but you might.
You've never hung out with girls multiple times without hooking up with
Of
them?
course, no, but you might, but you don't get into all the nitty gritty until you know what I'm saying. Like that's usually
Until you anally penetrated them, or
no, but that's
you're 69?
You don't get to know everybody's whole life before you like get to know that part because it's like you both. It's for women too. I've had women. I mean, like if you go on more than like 2 weeks of dates or like you got to then you're getting to the point of like we're gonna find out this part of it before we even find out the rest, right?
Yeah.
Because what are we even doing if we don't like actually aren't compatible
Right.
sexually?
I think for me, like if I was hooking
You know
up
what I'm
with a
saying?
guy,
Like in depth that way.
if I was into a guy and I was like hooking up with him and I like took his shirt off and I saw like his like top surgery scars and stuff and he was like, "Oh, I have to tell you something." I would be like, you know what? We'll like see how it goes,
Well,
Because
that's the thing.
maybe
That's
because I
kinda
don't
my-
feel
that's
gay,
kinda
like
my,
I don't
like,
feel like a lesbian, but
that's my
I already like
elaboration
the
on the
person.
answer though is the fact that like when it gets to be sexual in any capacity where they would have to say that to me, it would be early to the point
where you
aren't
wouldn't have already fallen
necessarily-
in love.
Exactly. That's
so
my
you
point.
you could bail or not bail. It
Right.
wouldn't be
Like I would say like it kind of depends a little bit. Like I don't know.
what the vibes are. Pheromones.
Yeah. The vibes. Exactly. Like if I go like
I think
would
that's, like,
I
the
would have never
normal-
known if you didn't tell me. And it's just like we're into it. It's like I would have never known. We'll just chalk it up to that and see how
So-
this works. I don't know.
So if I'm hooking up with a dude and he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I was born a woman," I would definitely think that, like, if I'm being completely honest, I would have like internalized homophobia for myself. Like, I would go like, "Wait, am I gay?" Because I remember when I hooked up with this girl in college. It was post grad. People were worried. They were like, "Is this real?" I didn't have the old college to protect me from my identity. But when I was hooking up with her and she looked like kind of like a boy and stuff, but she was always like, "Are you sure you're not gay?" And I was like, "I really don't think I'm gay. Like, I've never, like, I think women are pretty and stuff. But when I look at like a pretty woman, I'm like, oh, how can I look more like her?
Right.
Can I wear her clothes?"
Well, for me, the trans thing like that, it's like more as like I go, who the hell did you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that doctor, he should be in the Smithsonian or something for like art. I mean, you really got me because I'm attracted to women. So
Yeah.
the fact that you look more like a woman, I go like, well, hell, I would have never known
Yeah.
that. So it's like almost impressive.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're like, well, let's find out I was attracted to you without knowing that. So
Yeah.
let's see what's up. But if it was like, that's not to say that I would be attracted to like if it was like a person that looked like me with just like lipstick on and
Yeah.
a dress, I would be like, who the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I would be like, have fun, or whatever. But I'm not trying to,
it's just like interesting
and
what's
like
happening.
a hammer for a dick. No, I'm just kidding.
What's like happening with like gender and stuff now. It's just like interesting. I wonder what is gonna become of it all. Todd?
Who gives a shit? I'm
We're
a
not
boy.
gonna ask Todd. We know Todd's answer. We're gonna have to edit this out.
I'm a
Todd's
boy.
like-
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I'm a he, him, whatever hell.
Have you ever seen a trans vagina?
I don't think I have, not in person. If I
I've seen
have,
pictures.
Seen a
here's the
picture?
thing. Again, if I have, I would never. They didn't say anything. I didn't know.
Actually, that is kind of like
I'm more
Cool.
impressed by the art form of the
Yeah.
doctors, and they're even whatever they're doing to. Hey, you got me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like one of those. That's how I would feel. But it's because they're, so woman-like.
okay, now you're hooking up with a girl, you really
Yeah.
like her, you're really into her, she's so hot, you're like, oh my God, you're like, wow, I landed like a goddess, okay?
Sure.
She pushes your hand away. You
From
go,
the
"Oh."
from the
You're
where?
trying to finger. She's like, well, no, not yet.
Okay,
You're like,
okay.
okay, what's going on here?
No, I would say
goes-
I would obviously go.
No, but
means
no, of course. But you know, in your head, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe there's something up, right? Maybe.
Oh, because they maybe have a penis? Is that what you're
no,
saying?
no.
Okay.
We moved on from that one.
Okay.
And she goes, I just got tested. I have none of it. Or we're not going.
What is
there.
it? I was just basically, what could it be? AIDS?
I'm trying to think of one.
Yeah,
like
I mean, you can't-
hepatitis or something.
Is that bad?
I don't know either. I don't know.
I'm not really. Does it go away? Are we talking about me? Maybe
Marriage?
just like
Are we having marriage talking here?
yeah, like is this just like kind of like I'm rolling the dice every time? What do we talk? But if it was like, I have slept with a girl who was just like I have herpes.
What was it? She wasn't out. Well, you can be shedding. You wear condom, but you can still get it.
I realized that. Thank
But
you.
Valtrex makes
But I
it really
was
good.
also tested or whatever. I mean, like I went through like a time, and I remember I actually DM'd Joe List. I didn't even.
Oh,
I've
I
never even-
love Joe List herpes stuff.
By the way,
It's like
I've never
my
even
favorite.
met him at the time. I was like I was sleeping on my cousin's
He probably
couch.
gets so many of these DMs.
Oh, and I was just like, I'm panicking. I don't know.
we call it
like-
STD DM.
He goes, I Googled like sore lower back means you have herpes. He goes, I think the sore lower back's from driving from Syracuse and sleeping on your cousin's couch. There is a stigma about it, but like
But it's just a choice. It's like you
as
make
long
that
as you
choice.
don't have an outbreak, as long as you're taking your medication, there's ways to control it
right.
and live a
Absolutely.
regular functioning
And you
life.
have to get like you maybe have
Sexual
to have
life.
a more like healthy sexual life where you have to like maybe get to know people ahead of time.
Well, it does suck where yes, also it does clean
it
up
sucks
those
to have to
things.
tell someone
And
something.
it does suck to have to tell someone something.
Yeah.
And here I am looking like this, and I thought, boy, oh boy, what was I doing? I was just rolling the dice because I thought I'm open minded. So I've been in that situation, and I did it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it turns out I didn't get it. So I was very
Herpes, you have a home here at Anniewood. Okay, I have a boyfriend though. Oh, sorry. I can't. No. I did want to finish how I was saying that I had been growing my body hair out to get it waxed. And then I've been too sick to get it waxed. So now I just look like I'm going to the Lilith Fair. I'm
Really?
fully, I look like
Is that why you haven't raised in your arms?
and my armpits are sweating too.
Are you going to show them? They don't look that bad. You're
And
like,
they're sweating.
you're blonde. What do you, you're not even
No,
that.
he's blind.
That's crazy.
Am I blonde or are you blind?
No, I mean,
Guys,
the
right
fact
below.
that you think I've been with women who have just had like my armpit hair, basically.
Because they're
They're just
Carpenters?
Italian or like, I don't know, like, Mediterranean.
oh my god, it's just
Types.
God. Do you still love me with all this hair everywhere? I will tell you,
Everywhere,
my butthole
yeah,
and my
yes.
vag are still pretty good.
The last waxing.
Yeah, the lax. That's the last wax. Do you still love me?
Oh yes, I still love her hairs and her smelly armpits.
Oh yeah, because
They're
I'm
smelly.
well. I'm changing
That's a
into
different
no. I'm
story.
changing into. I'm
That's
changing.
a horse of a different
Would
color.
you just let me explain? Hush up, Josh Potter.
The
Put a pot in it.
small amount of blonde hair there doesn't.
No. It's not that. I am switching to a natural deodorant. And when you switch to a natural deodorant from like an antiperspirant, it takes your body 4 weeks to adjust.
I get it.
So you smell like
Yeah,
a
you're just-
hoagie for I got like a Wawa.
Don't you just go, give me the steel or whatever's in
No,
here?
I really want to not. I really, really don't want to do it
As I
anymore.
said, Old Spice, sponsor me. I'll take all your
But
whatever
that's
it is
also
in
a
there.
pheromone match because I've dated guys that use Old Spice and their underneath pheromones don't smell good and it smells bad.
Hey,
It's still
I
pheromones.
have gotten glowing reviews days later when I have been without my Old Spice.
Ah,
I just linger.
it lingers.
I love. I take showers all of the time. My insides are made of soap.
I love showers. I hate
I
baths.
love showers. I just
Baths are
stand in
just
them and I sing.
baths feel like torture. Like I may as well be face down being waterboarded in a bath. I hate it.
Oh, baths.
To me,
Who
it's
does
just
baths?
to me it's just a reverse waterboarding.
Who
Honestly,
I mean, what about
I
a
hate
bath?
a bath.
I can't do. I need
I
like.
wish I could have a bath. A
I
bath
need
seems
moving
delightful.
water. If the bath was in a river that was passing through me,
That is cool. Yeah,
that'd be a different story. Can you do that? Is there a
I
tub?
did breath work. I did breath work in a river
Yeah, rivers are. I would
with
love
a
just
snorkel
to like
facing
have
down.
a rope and just like feel the power of the Niagara. You know what I mean? Right before the falls. If I
We
knew I
gotta-
couldn't die, just put a net up and just catch me and
Yeah,
collect
like
me.
under a
I
waterfall.
would drown.
But that's why-
that is.
Do you know what? Do you know what a moving bath is? A shower. That's actually what a shower is.
I could get water.
But you want it shooting from all sides. Those are cool showers that shoot you from all the angles.
No, I don't like that. I just like want to feel the current.
Shower going up. We call
No,
that a
you just
bidet.
like the water just going like.
And it's a natural current. It's taking
Yeah,
you.
it's just like
Sit rocks in your cocks.
Oh, it's
We-
so powerful.
We just watched that movie, Beau is Afraid. Did you
Beau
see
is
that with
Afraid.
Joaquin
Oh
Phoenix?
God,
You
I heard
can't
that's a
see
real.
it.
I'm
You
not
can't
gonna-
It's
see
fucked
it.
up.
I can't see it.
It's not for you.
But there's a
I
scene.
love that. I don't want to see
It's
it either.
not
There's
for
a
you.
scene that
Won't
fucked
happen
me
for
up.
me.
There's a scene that fucked me up. He's in the bathtub and he's like stressing out in the bathtub.
It's all
then
just
you
like
see-
a long anxiety. Like it's like your worst nightmare when you're having anxiety. Like your worst
Do you think
thought
it will
happens to
break me? Once
he's
and
in
for
the
all?
Maybe it
bathtub?
brings it back. You go, maybe my anxiety's not that bad.
But he's in the bathtub and you see like drips come down and you're like, what the hell? He's like, what the hell's my ceiling leaking? What the fuck? And he looks up and there's just a homeless guy
He's like-
up on the roof.
And he's trying to like
above his
keep himself
bathtub.
like suspended up there, and he's sweating. He's like,
He's sweating.
I saw the trailer and I
falls into the
go,
bathtub.
gonna pass on this one, Joaquin.
I would recommend it, but you'd be mad at me. You'd be mad at me. You'd be mad at me after you saw it if I recommended it. But I actually really did like the movie, and interestingly enough, that day I decided I really want to work on my anxiety that I didn't realize I was having. This is one of the gifts of the cluster headaches of slowing down. I realized I have been in a panic attack my entire life.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I didn't realize this was happening. And so I was working on calming myself and not having anxiety. So we went into that thing, and it almost felt like when I quit smoking in high school and I went to the smoking, at smoke break, I went out to the smoking court and I just hung out with everyone. It felt like that. I felt like I immersed myself in one of the most difficult anxiety ridden situations I could be in, 3 hours of an anxiety thing. And I was able to like stay calm and not get triggered. And
Damn.
it was cool. It was pretty.
It was that crazy of a movie.
It's like
There are
very
movies
insane.
that have like changed me, I feel like, but I can't think of one at the moment. But now I find myself, I go, I want to watch this Adam Driver Dinosaurs movie, you know? Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, tell us again.
I don't know. I'm saying, like, here's the thing. The Adam Driver Dinosaur movie, for those, this isn't a spoiler. It's not a time travel movie. It is a space movie. It happens 6.5 million years in the past. Those people are aliens, human beings that live on a faraway planet, crash on Earth at that time. So, like, I was thinking
It's
it
a
was like,
period piece.
I was thinking it was Planet of the Apes. I thought he was going to be like, we were just on Earth. No, the damn dirty
This is like a
dinosaurs,
reverse
you know?
spoiler. You're like, this isn't what happened.
Yeah. No, it isn't. I was confused. And then someone was like, it's not, they didn't travel in time. They didn't leave Earth and travel. They go,
That's
didn't you see?
not a crazy
In the
thought.
beginning of the movie, they have like strange mountain features, like whirly things. You're supposed to recognize, oh, they live on a different planet. They have weird clothes. I just go, well, I thought it was Earth in the future.
I want to see it.
I'm so dumb. It made me feel so
No,
dumb.
you're not
I go, this
dumb.
movie isn't supposed to be a brain
I
bender.
was watching. No. I'll make you feel smart. I was watching Lord of the Rings once, and I was like, "What time period was this?"
Dude, I
And they're like, "It's
that's
dragons.
hilarious.
Dragons.
I slept through many Lord of the. I'd go with my friends and I'd be like,
Wait, did I say Lord of the Rings? I meant
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh no, Game
I
of
was like-
Thrones. There are times when Game of Thrones made me go like,
I'm like, what time
was
period is
this
this again?
history?
Yeah. I was like, oh wait, Mother of Dragons.
Oh, wait, yeah,
correct.
dragons,
yes,
Valyria.
that whole thing.
I go, what is this folklore like medieval times? Because you think like
They should have done more folklore though. Don't you think like they should have done more, or not folklore? They should have done more like dinosaur, or not dinosaur,
more like mythological
mythological
creatures.
shit. They should
No,
have
there
done
was
more.
like magic and shit, but like
Yeah, I
it
guess
made
you're
you
right.
think
The
about
red
like
lady.
the fact that you know, there was medieval times where it was just that, but just like more brutal.
I just got such a good idea. Medieval times, but
Medieval
really hurt each other.
times.
they really
They
hurt each
really
other.
kill each other?
Like
That's-
one person has a real sword.
So Rome.
That would be awesome.
So Rome.
No, I mean
The Colosseum?
the place we go to.
Oh yeah, they just kill people. Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
happen. I mean, give it. I say 25 more years.
No, because if someone was gonna die, our waiter was gonna die, or our knight was gonna die. We had the most obese knight. He was so overweight. I couldn't believe he survived the pandemic, to be honest.
Andy Dick's best movie role, medieval times guy and Cable Guy.
Yes. Oh, I gotta rewatch Cable
Wait,
Guy.
should we bring up? We were talking about what if we like did like we showed Josh like the craziest movies that we've seen. and we just record
Do
that
it
for
on
like a
Patreon?
Patreon or something.
Oh, where I watch it with
Have you ever seen RRR yet?
I don't think
It's
so.
the best.
I've seen some
good.
crazy movies,
given it-
but
It
also
was
I'm
so
10 out,
good.
Annie Wood
disillusioned.
votes it 10 out of 10.
It's so good.
RRR.
It's a Bollywood
Why
movie.
have I heard of that?
It was, like,
that
on
was
Netflix.
That was the Oscar winner for like
Yeah.
best music number.
It has
I'm
great
going to say
music.
something too that we didn't say about Beau is Afraid. It's worth the 3 hours. There, you see a set of
Yes,
boobs that you've been wanting to see.
Oh yeah.
You've been wanting to see these
MrSkin.com. He'll
boobs.
get that shit. Tell you the time code. It'll come out on stream and you can find it.
No. You have to suffer to get to these boobs.
No.
You are not worthy. You are not
That's
worthy.
not the Annie
You've
Wood way.
wanted to see these boobs
That's
for
only
a
because you
long
did it.
time.
That's only because you went through the journey.
No.
you
Yes,
don't
no,
want
you're right. Yes,
don't
it is
want
because of that. Yes, it is.
But we
It
can
is.
just wait till
There's
Mr.
no
Skin.
we. This is Annie Wood. There's no we. You're an Annie Wood, baby. There's one way to do it, and it's Annie's way. Annie
I
Wood.
feel like Annie.
You can only do what Annie would.
If Annie didn't, if the roles were reversed, Annie would be like, Annie Wood way is to see the time code. Instant. Let's get it.
Don't you
hours to
ever
have.
second guess Annie Wood. Don't you ever second guess what Annie would do.
All of a sudden, she suicide.
What Annie Wood? What Annie Wood would Annie Wood would?
She executes me in Annie Wood.
Oh my God, he's dead. I would never kill Josh.
That'd be a funny.
I would never kill Josh
Cliffhanger.
just alone because I am his emergency
She'd have to
contact. So
call the
I'd have
people
to be
after-
the one to
We
tell
got
his
the
parents.
hammer right there.
She'd have to make
The
the
hammer.
phone calls
not
afterwards.
hammering
That's
him.
why.
I'm not even joking with this.
She hates fit forms so much she's gonna keep me alive if anyone.
Oh my God.
She'll donate a kidney to just
We
not
are
pay those
donating.
forms.
We are donating our frozen embryos to you if we don't use them for your eye. I'm gonna add that to my jokes.
She took one already from this one up here.
Yes. We put a baby eye into Josh's eye. Oh, you guys, come to Raleigh, North Carolina, May
To 9th and 10th,
Let's see. Hold on.
somewhere around
10th,
there.
11th and 12th, 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th, baby. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be amazing. We're going to sell these out. You're going to want to get your tickets soon, okay? Tickets are flying. This is going to be a crazy show. We also have coming to the show. Did I tell you this yet, Todd?
What?
To one of the shows
Oh,
is
What?
Jesse from...
MTV.
No, that's so funny. That's like, we've all seen him. He's been around. We've all run into him
Not
before.
me. I'm a Hollywood
Jesse
neophyte.
from Survivor last season. Runner up is coming. Hold on, I gotta check something real quick. And that is, if that's his name. Is that his name? I just got so paranoid that wasn't his name. What is his last name? Okay, we gotta edit that part out.
Yeah.
Jesse from Survivor. He was the runner up. A lot of people said he was robbed. But
no, he wasn't. He didn't make it to the.
oh, you're right. Okay, he was second runner up and he couldn't do fire, and I will be making fun of him about that. But guys, let me know in the comments what different reality stars you want me to meet, which ones you want me to have on the podcast. We have someone from the challenge coming at the end of the month, or the beginning of next month. I hope, if all goes well, if schedules work out. And I'm so excited. She is a queen. She is one of my new favorites. And if you love the challenge, you definitely love her. She's an immediate legend of the show and a hottie too. And I'm very excited to be cute next to her. But come to Raleigh. Josh and I are going to have the best time. Come see us, come see us, come see us.
I'm excited.
Also, we just got back from Canada. That was great. Next is Raleigh. And then I got a bunch of other dates. So go to annieletterman.com/shows and come on the Annie Wood tour. I'm trying to get Josh to come on all of them. You should come to all of them. He's also going to be in Utah with me.
Salt Lake City. I don't know why I did that.
Why did you Salt Lick?
That's what I thought it was. Oh, do I have dates? I do actually. Oh my lord.
This is coming out next Thursday.
Yeah, no, I got May 5th and 6th, Chandler, Arizona at Mic Drop Comedy Club. And then June 1st, Poughkeepsie, New York. And then Saratoga Springs, New York, June 2nd and 3rd. That's it for now.
Oh, he can't come to Magoobies
Have you ever
with me.
seen? Have you ever seen Poughkeepsie tapes? Watch that before you go to Poughkeepsie.
I've been to Poughkeepsie.
Oh yeah.
I think I know what you're talking
watch
about.
Poughkeepsie tapes.
Is that where
It's
the
a
girl with the
scary,
stinky
scary
vag
movie.
was?
No, where was the stinky? She was L.A.
Yeah, figures.
She was an L.A. girl.
All right, guys, go see Josh and go see me and go see us together. And we love you so much. I think we're going to be the best comedians you ever see.
Oh, that's nice.
We love you the most.
Thank you. I'm gonna accept the compliment and hope she's right.
I was talking to them saying we love them the most, but I do love you the most.
Oh, I meant the comedians. Thing.
Oh, okay, good. Good. The charming Josh Potter. All right, love you guys. We really do. We love each other.
It's the meat and potatoes.
Welcome to Anywood. This is the land of the standies, annies, and fannies, and all of the sleeping nannies. Yeah, welcome to Anywood. This is the land of the standies, annies, and fannies, and all of the sleeping nannies. I'm gonna ayahuasca. I'm about to prosper. Blingy on my drinky, and Randy is living proper. Protector of the sick, she never let her fishes die. Never known to tell a lie, she even fixed Todd's eyes. Shout out to the slugs, shout out Woody's too. Shout out Esther and Kalila and the Anywood crew. Cause this is Anywood, you know that this is how I'm living. Real and never pretending shit, you know that it's a gift. Welcome to Anywood. This is the land of the standies, annies, and fannies, and all of the sleeping nannies.